Broadcasting live today from the Golden Triangle Development Link. We're not actually at their headquarters, but it might as well be. We are at Four County Electric Power Association. Today is the official unveiling. Now, if Joe Max Higgins could ever keep a secret, it might actually be the unveiling. But because he can't, we call it the official unveiling of the Cinco Mega Site. We're going to get to that in just a second. Remind you, though, that you can join the conversation on the C Spire text line, 601-879-4395. You're looking for game-changing technology, then you need C Spire on your team. 5G wireless, fiber home internet, business IT solutions built as tough as your defense. Learn more at cspire.com. C Spire, inspired by you. This is a special day. There's been a great partnership between the Golden Triangle Development Link and SuperTalk. It's always fun to be around and now officially here alongside Joe Max Higgins, who is CEO of GTR Development Link. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Now, how'd you get that state championship ring? Show everybody. We got people that are watching as well. There we go. He's got a ring. Was that for taco? Was that a taco eating contest in college that you got that for?
Yeah, I won the taco eating contest at Arkansas State in 1980 and got that ring.
There you go. All right, there are actually a couple of numbers on the side of that. One of them is 10, and it's got a B next to it. I think that represents $10 billion in infrastructure investment. And below that it says 10,000, and I believe that would be jobs created.
That's correct. Correct.
I think I'd get a ring made for that as well. Now, if you get tired of wearing it, is that one where you can melt it down and let your wife put it on a necklace that she wears also?
We went to an event one time. It was like 50.
I have never seen his face red before. His face is red right now.
We went to an event one time. It was the 50s, and she got a chain and put one. I get one of these every 2 years.
Okay.
And she put it on and wore it like it was a senior class ring, for like a poodle skirt and stuff.
Now, is this like a Super Bowl ring? Guys that win Super Bowl rings, a lot of them will put them in a safe. And they never wear them, and then they'll pull them out for. Do you wear this every day?
I wear. No, this is shtick. I wear this for special events. It will be put up. This is the first time I've worn this ring, and it will go back in my safe with the other ones. Correct. And then I'll get another one in about a year and a half, and I'll wear it to a special event. And it's a conversation starter.
It is.
Here's how we started doing it. When our chairs retire, when they retire, they're 2 years. To commemorate, setting goals, creating jobs, creating investment is our job. So each of them gets a ring, and it shows how many jobs they created and what their investment was while they were chairman. And when we have events with them, they all wear their rings to the events. Yeah. And they get together and they start looking at each other's rings. We got people who got $500 million on a ring. The last lady got a $3.2 billion on her ring.
Wow.
And they compare and say, well, it was harder when I was doing it.
That word actually is a good one for where I'd like for us to go this morning. It's easy to look as we've got this fancy brochure for Cinco Mega Site, the fifth mega site, and go, man, that looks great, without understanding what has gone into getting to this point. I'm not sure. I know you make it look easy, and you talk fast and you work hard and all of those things, but from day one, breaking ground, getting consensus with multiple counties, getting investment from local business leaders, successful business owners, and also the local governments to where we are today. Not an easy process.
No, it's not. But if you can paint the picture and show people and explain to them what's going to happen, what you think's going to happen. I use a phrase. There'll be people sitting on the front row this morning. They're landowners, okay, or this afternoon. They fly with us in the faith column. We say, give us an option on your land. Let's put this together, and you paint the picture. Mm-hmm. And you sit down with the elected officials. Say, if we do this, this can happen. If we do this, and we look at the market, what's out there, what other people have, what we could have. And the first one was kind of tough. But once the Board of Supervisors saw the steel mill come in and the profits that we made off of that, and the jobs that got created, and the goodwill. Sure. The second one was easier. The third one was easier. The fourth one was easier. This one, aside from just the steps you have to do and the time it takes to do it, is probably the easiest one we've done because we've got a track record of 4 of them with, think about it, steel mill, PACCAR, Yokohama, and the aluminum mill. That's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And
steel was first.
Steel mill was absolutely the first. This megasite with TVA's megasite program was the Lowndes County megasite. That was its official name. Was the first certified megasite in all of TVA. They certified 2 of them here in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and within months we got the steel mill.
And Hopkinsville is a car manufacturer plant.
Hopkinsville never got anybody on their side. It's probably the failure to launch of the program.
Really?
Yeah, but
but isn't that an illustration of just because you build it doesn't mean they come?
Correct, and you got to have all that stuff, But now there's a lot of success stories. The Wellspring site at Tupelo, where Toyota's located, that was a certified TVA mega site. Where Mazda Toyota went in Huntsville, TVA mega site. Chattanooga, where the Volkswagen plant is, TVA megasite.
All right, so that designation, TVA megasite approved or certified, what's the difference in that and I build a megasite over here and it's not necessarily certified by TVA? What does do I get a ring for that or
no? A lot of the power companies and states now have this program, but literally TVA invented this.
Okay.
We heard the story at dinner last night. John Bradley said, we went to meet with the major site consultants, the major car companies, the big companies, and said, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
Then they hired a third party to come in and score these and say, what are you looking for? I'm looking for a site of 1,500 acres,
okay.
1,000 developable. It's got to have rail. We prefer for it to be Class 1. We prefer for it to have 2 rail. It's got to be within 50 miles of commercial airport. It's got to be in an entertainment area. You got to have water and sewer. You got to have a population of a certain all these criteria. And when they unveiled this program at Nashville, there were like 500 people there. State senators, U.S. senators, mayors, elected officials, everybody. And I sat there and I watched the guys to the left of me and I watched the guys right of me and said, well, we're done. We don't have the criteria.
Huh.
And we did. And we went back and we put it together and we got it certified and we got us a fish. And that's probably what transformed the region, okay? Because $120,000 jobs, a lot of them, a big investment, put us on the radar screen. But here's the thing. Right after, 30 days after we broke ground on the steel mill, we signed the options on what is now the PACCAR site and put the second mega site together. Yeah. We didn't even check up. Then we did. We added West Point. We did the West Point and got Yokohama. Got it before the options ever expired. And then we did Infinity. Now the aluminum mill's there. And when the aluminum mill came in, people don't realize that took 2,600 acres out of our portfolio. The aluminum mill, the biochar, and the future project took land that we owned that had water and sewer and rail and all the stuff gone. We got caught with our drawers down. And we said, we got to do something. So we found this site. I've been trying to buy this site for almost 20 years.
Right. And
we brought the landowner in and negotiated, and he said, I'll do it. And I said, what's the difference now? And he said, the first time you asked me, I was 60. He said, I'm 80 today.
2 decades, yeah.
Two decades.
Time to cash in. What about the future? Leroy Brooks was sitting here earlier, and I said, you've been here since the beginning, and 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and on and on. Is there a 6? Is there a 6? Is there a 7? Or, whatever, because you don't strike me as a guy who is ready to just sit tight.
No, I think it just depends. I never plan on doing 5, okay? But it just the opportunity lent itself to it. I will tell you. You
got an option that you're going to exercise within 30 days?
No. Well, we haven't got a tenant for this yet, so we got to wait till somebody comes.
Okay.
But I can tell you that I already have my engineers working on a 1,500-acre site with dual rail right now, running cost and looking at it to have it in the back pocket in case. I mean, because I think we're real big on having plan A, B, and C, okay? Because a lot of times plan A never works out, so you better have it.
It's like the idea with an athletics director who doesn't know what the future holds but has that mysterious list in their top drawer of if they had to go after a new coach, this is who I would like.
Correct. And I'm already doing that.
You talked about the 2,600 acres coming out of your portfolio and not necessarily having the next piece in place. This obviously worked out. I mean, obviously there's a finite amount of land. You got to find a willing landowner to sell.
Correct.
Or other Do you see that being an issue going forward, or is there still enough land within kind of this Tri-County region that you feel like you've got options?
There's definitely enough land. Probably the challenges that you have are obviously the cost of the property goes up over time.
Sure.
When we did the first mega site, that property appraised at $19.50 an acre. We gave them 5. We're at 22 over here. Okay, so if you can pay the
$22,000 an acre.
Mm-hmm. If you can pay the piper, you can get there. And then the regulatory routes, the wetlands, the cultural resources, that's all harder now than it used to be.
It's not that he was 20 years older. It was that you offered $20,000 an acre more. That may have been the difference. We got more coming up. Mornings with Richard Cross. Joe Max Higgins is my guest, CEO of the Golden Triangle Development Link, and we're talking about the Cinco Mega Site. That is being officially unveiled today, and they're still looking for a tenant. So if you've got a multi-billion-dollar business and you'd like to locate in Lowndes County, we got a site for you, no doubt about that. I want us to go back to when I say very beginning, I don't necessarily mean project number 1. But I do think we've got people all over the state of Mississippi that are listening, who are hearing, okay, mega site, industrial development, what are they really talking about? So take me back to like square one starting point, exactly what it is that we're talking about in terms of the development of one of these sites, what it means, why you're doing it.
Okay. So when TVA invented this, some time ago, 2 decades ago, car companies were all in vogue, and everybody said, there's not a town in the United States that doesn't think outside the bean field out beside town, the cornfield out beside town. That's where the next Toyota, that's where the next Mazda, that's where the next Ford plant needs to go. Well, that's not right. Just because you got a big piece of property doesn't mean the next car company's going to go there. So they started working, writing the criteria of what companies looked for, and then they started looking for the sites. And once you found a site, that was great. You found a big land, but you had to have it under option. And you have to do an inordinate amount of due diligence because the plan is to have all that done. And we use the term shovel ready way too loosely, but shovel ready, okay? And so when we did the first one, we spent about $170,000 on a ton of due diligence, soil borings, wetland studies, floodplain studies, geotechnical for seismic, water analysis, everything you can imagine. It's 6-inch 3-ring binders, multiples on a site. On this one, the cost of that was probably $650,000. It's gone up. But you have to do all that to be ready. And the thinking was, be sitting there, have it in your pocket. When somebody starts looking for a big site, you pull it out. And what it does, it moves you to the top of the line, okay? Because while there's people in Mississippi and the South that will say they have mega sites, not all mega sites are the same. And so all of a sudden, things start getting graded, if you will. Our wins, what we've been able to do is we just don't tie the site up. We do all the infrastructure. We do everything. Okay. So that if it goes to special session and the governor and the legislature gives money to the deal, the company can spend the money offsetting their cost inside the fence because roads, water, and sewer and rail are already built. And that let us win the aluminum. There were some in-state sites that were being looked at for the aluminum mill that we beat because they had to spend their money outside the fence, getting stuff to it. We got to spend the money inside the fence.
Does the legislation from this past session with House Bill 1, the elimination of the state income tax, is that big for you? Does it matter?
Well, that to me that's a complex issue. Okay. I think if the companies didn't have income tax, it would be way more important to the companies looking to come. But I've been schooled and educated by some of them. There are a lot of sole proprietors in Mississippi. Okay, that does transfer to your
right.
balance sheet. When you take that into consideration, I think that makes it better for everybody. But I think everybody wants to change this, wants to change this. I don't know. The legislature studies it a whole lot more than I do, and I'm convinced now. When Speaker Gunn first introduced that, he came up here, and it was not the typical Rotary Club chicken eating, patting him on the back. He met with my industry and community leaders, and I think he would tell you he got accosted. Because we've got an educated group here that had concerns about this, concerns about this, concerns about that. He went back to Jackson, sat down with his team, and reworked that whole deal, and then came back and said, here's what I've done. Number one, it made us really feel good that he listened. I think he got a better product out of it. But, my hat's off to Speaker Gunn, because a lot of people would have just said, well, we're going to do it like,
Sure,
we were going to listen to you bitch, and we're still going to do it. He went back, made changes, and with corporate people, your next company, he said, I got to get you guys happy.
Yeah. You're talking about the site being ready to go. Let's say that Houston has a massive company that he's ready to open the next big site for, and he comes to you and says, we've studied your product, we've studied all the specs, you've got everything that we need, we're ready to do a deal. Mm-hmm. From that day until, I guess, 2 phases. 1, construction can begin. 2, plant is operational. What's the timeline?
Well, the aluminum mill is a good example. That's a huge project, and
okay.
It's probably more than 2 years before they're finished. If you go out there, you need to go out there today. See the construction lot's still full, but they're over 2 years to build it. Probably 6 months leading up to it, sometimes 8. Sometimes it could be a year, but 6-8 months to get on paper where you're going to do it in agreement, and then at least 2 years to build.
We were talking this morning with Trip Harston and Leroy Brooks about workforce, and got a question on the C-Spire text line about that as well. It says, okay, all of these projects are coming online in Mississippi. Whether you're talking about the Amazon data centers in Madison County or what's going on in Marshall County, and the fact that to continue to do this, you've got to continue to have workforce, whether it's people that already live here, they're in other jobs moving over, or they're coming in from out of state. What's the Communiversity is an interesting example, right here down the road, where they are training people that are working in a lot of these facilities. What's the practical application? And I want to hear this from somebody, not where we're reading it in the Wall Street Journal, but somebody who's seeing it. A high school 10th, 11th, or 12th grader today that lives in Lowndes County, Lafayette County, Lauderdale County, I don't care, that says, you know what? I don't know that college is for me, but I love the idea of going to work for $75,000 a year when I'm 18 years old. Talk to me about the practical application of that.
Well, first of all, if you live in one of our 3 counties, you can go out there for free. It's free tuition. Okay, so let's think about that.
Okay.
You don't have to go borrow money to go to a 4-year university.
That's if you go to Communiversity.
At EMCC.
Right.
I mean, it's not just a Communiversity. EMCC offers that to our 3 counties. Or we offer it, I guess I should say. But so you still got gas and books and stuff like that, but no tuition. Most of those programs they offer are 2 or 3 years. The mechatronics is 3 years. Most of the other associate's degrees are 2 years. They can leave there and go to work at the steel mill, aluminum mill, PACCAR, Yokohama. Boom, making money. They got no debt. In a perfect world, they're dating their high school sweetheart. She goes to nursing school, does the same thing. They get married. They start growing a family. They got no debt. They're adding to their 401k day one. They've got no debt. They're making good money. Then he decides he wants to go back and be an engineer. These companies will pay you to go to a university and get an engineering degree or another degree. They'll pay for that.
This is career track stuff. It's not job track stuff.
Yeah. I'll give an example. I won't tell you the young man's name, but one of my friends has a son who is starting EMCC Communiversity in their mechatronics program. He applied for an internship at SDI, got it. He is going to be a student at EMCC. He is going to be working and getting paid as an intern at SDI. And when he gets finished, SDI is going to hire him. And then he wants to go to Mississippi State to get his mechanical engineering degree. Mm. It don't get much better than that.
And when you say they're going to hire him after the internship, at what kind of a salary?
Well, the steel mill, the average salary at the steel mill audited by the state of Mississippi is $120,000 a year.
The average.
The average. Okay. I mean, some people make more, some people make less. I think last year their profit sharing was 45% of their salary. In addition to that, okay. So we're talking about, and when Leroy was talking about, we're talking about meaningful money here, guys.
Well, and I mean, let's not say average. Let's say starting. Let's say a kid starts at $60,000. A young person starts at a $60,000 salary, and there's a 45% profit sharing. You're knocking on the door of $100,000.
Yeah, and look, it's not just the steel and aluminum mill. These other companies have PACCAR. 72 degrees. You can eat off the floor. I mean, you drop an egg sandwich on the floor, pick it up and eat it because there's no grit. They walk in. They walk in looking good. They walk out looking good.
I think I still got a sausage, egg, and cheese in here. I might have to try that.
Well, try that.
Speaking of PACCAR, Todd Wells is going to join us next. He's the plant manager. Look forward to learning more about all that's happening at PACCAR, and we may take this practical example a step farther and listen to the way Todd explains it as well. Thanks for having us. Always good to be with you. Always entertaining, and I hope you don't mind me giving you a hard time.
Yeah, don't give me a hard time. I'm a big boy.
I wouldn't do it if I didn't at least like you a little bit. Mornings with Richard Cross, SuperTalk, Mississippi. We're back with you right after this.